Good morning and welcome back to another Film Geek video. Today I am super excited because I get to do something I haven't done in a long time, and that is a hunts video. I'm going to go out to a local antique mall, a couple of thrift stores, and if time allows, I might be hitting half off books or half price books. I've heard good things about that store. There's one not too far from here over in the Westport area. So on my way back home, I'm going to hit that one, but I want to go over to what's called the Northland first, over to an antique mall and a couple of thrift stores that I'm a big fan of. I always have a lot of good luck over there. Now, if you're wondering what I mean by the Northland, okay, so Kansas City is divided up by the Missouri River. The Missouri River runs pretty much through the middle of it. So the way things work are, everything's divided up by the river. So we have the north side of the river, the Northland, and then we have the south side of the river, Southland. See? Very simple, right? Well, I'm from the Northland. That's the area that I grew up in, so this is kind of my old stomping grounds. In fact, some of these places that we're going to have been around for quite some time, and I've been visiting them for a while. One in particular, one of these thrift stores I've been going to for, God, I don't know, 30 years or such, and I've always had good luck finding something interesting there. So anyways, I am tired of sitting here kind of talking because I've got a lot of hunting to do, and it's kind of early in the morning, and I'm really excited, so it's time for me to get out of here. So I'll see you later here in just a bit as I'm going to hit the road, and then I'm off to my first stop. Okay guys, we're at the first stop. I am at the Goodwill, and I sometimes find some pretty good stuff in here. Sometimes, for some reason, their DVDs can be a little pricey. I don't like spending more than like $2 or $3 per DVD, and I don't like spending more than like $5 per Blu-ray. So I normally can find some pretty good deals in here, and it's enough. It's time for me to get out the door and go see what they got. Okay, whoo! All right, just getting back from the Goodwill, and not a bad run at all. I found some decent stuff. Dropped about 20 bucks. I'm looking specifically for things. The collection has gotten pretty freaking big, okay? I use an app called iCollect to kind of keep things in line, know what I have going on and everything. And right now, it scans each individual box. So even though I'm a big collector guy, so God knows how many movies this is, but I'm sitting at about almost 1,600 boxes of movies. So I've gotten really specific on what I'm trying to find. Right now, I'm really looking for horror movies or something that I know may be out of print or rare or hard to find, just something I'm trying to get into the collection. So like I said, I'm done here at the good old Goodwill, and it's time for me to head on to my next stop. Now, this is the thrift store that I've been going to for damn near half my life. So, all right, stay tuned, guys. More to come. Whew, okay, not a terrible haul, but not a great one either. I'm not really meeting my goal in the horror movie department. I found some okay ones in there, not the best. And here's a word to the wise. If you are also someone who likes to go hunting around for DVDs, Blu-rays, video games, some stuff like that, always look in the case. Always double check your case. Always look to see if the DVD is in there, if the DVD is torn up, or the disc, cartridge, whatever, because, you know, these are final sales type items. You know, they don't do returns at these places. So yeah, not the world's greatest, but not the world's best. So not like my spirits are down or anything, but you know what? I've got a couple more stops to go. It's been kind of a crummy, you know, kind of overcast day. I'm hoping it doesn't rain on me, or hoping the sun comes out or something later on. I don't know, but oh well, it's at least fun to go out. I don't have to film outside, I guess. I've got to be inside my car. So, all right, well, I'll see you soon. Okay guys, I am at my favorite little honey hole here in Kansas City. I always seem to find the best DVDs in here at the best freaking price. And I keep saying DVDs because generally what I find in these hunts when I go into these little, you know, discount bargain bin type stores, I mostly find DVDs. And that's because, well, I don't think people really want to get rid of their Blu-rays yet. I do find some Blu-rays out there, but generally I find DVDs and all. And, you know, and I also look for other things while I'm in these places also. You know, I've got other collections, video games, whatnot. So, you know, I look for all sorts of cool stuff. So enough of me sitting here talking. I need to get in there and check out what cool deals I'm going to find. Okay, woo, all right. Not bad that time around. I found some pretty good stuff in there. Not really a bad haul whatsoever today. And now it is time for me to head out. I'm going to go hit one last stop, and that is Half Price Books. And we'll see if I can find any really cool things there. All right, so until I'm back, see you soon. Welcome back. Just getting home, and you know, I found a ton of good stuff out there today, so let's get this started. Now, before I start going over everything I found out in the hunt, there are a few items I want to show here real quick. Recently, I have some really cool pickups that I just got. Last month, back in March, Charming Amy and I went to Planet Comic-Con. Now, I was going to do an entire video on Planet Comic-Con, but my footage and everything was just god-awful. Nothing turned out well. And it was actually just absolutely packed down there. I think after the pandemic and everything, people were really finally wanting to get out of the house and go to a con, and god dang, that place was loaded with people. So these are just some of the highlights from my day at the con, okay? So first off, I had the pleasure of meeting Miss Cassandra Peterson, Elvira herself, and she signed this Blu-ray for me. So there she is. We also... Whoop, there we go. We also have a photo, myself and Charming Amy with her, but it's like an actual, like, professional photo that was printed out and stuff, and I couldn't get a really good photo of it, but anyway, so we have that. But also, too, I got to meet Mr. Richard Dreyfuss, and he signed my copy of The Goodbye Girl. There we go. Try to get that in there for you. You can see he signed it right down here, Mr. Richard Dreyfuss. Hi! He was a lot of fun, man. He was a lot of fun. I got my picture taken with him. He was a really talkative guy. I mean, the wait to meet him was really long, but well worth it. And then while I was getting my picture taken with him, he pulled my beard. Yep, pulled my beard, but that's okay. He's Richard Dreyfuss. He could pull my beard if he wants. And, well, anyways, after meeting Richard Dreyfuss, I started wandering around the con and everything, and I came across a booth, someone who was selling a lot of anime, and then I noticed something. He had a bunch of anime by a particular director that I am a big fan of, and that is Satoshi Kon. And so I ended up buying a lot of his movies for his collection. I think I bought all of his movies. He unfortunately passed away at a very young age. So this first one here is Tokyo Godfathers. I'm not going to go into it too awful in depth. I'm going to end up doing an entire month of spotlights on his work because I am a huge fan. So anyways, Tokyo Godfathers, Paprika, which I have done a video on in the past. This is his one and only anime series he did, Paranoia Agent, and this is just woo, wonderful, wonderful stuff. I love it. Also, too, Millennium Actress. Oop, there we go. Get it for you. Millennium Actress. And then this one is probably one of my, well, it's probably my second favorite anime, and that is Perfect Blue. This is a fantastic movie. Not just anime, just an outstanding movie. Just outstanding movie. Okay, and then, like I said, I'm going to do a whole month dedicated to Satoshi Kon, so be looking forward to that. And this was an eBay find. This was an eBay win. It was for charity. I don't know. I don't feel like I overpaid for it. I got like about an average deal it's going for, and that is the Sleepaway Camp Survival DVD set. Now, this is cool because now I know that Scream Factory, Shout Factory, whatever, they put out a special edition Blu-ray of 1, 2, and 3 not too long ago, and those were pretty cool, don't get me wrong, but the reason why this is better is because it has the lesser-known number 4. Not that it's all that good, because it's not actually a finished movie, but hey, I got it. And it comes in this really neato box, the survival kit. It's supposed to look like a first aid kit. And if you're not familiar with Sleepaway Camp, don't worry. You will be, because I'll be going over this entire franchise. It is one of my favorite guilty pleasure horror films. All right. Okay, now that is everything besides the hunt. All right, moving into the actual hunt. So this is from the Goodwill. This was my first stop that I did. This is the Goodwill, and I came across, I actually completed my collection now. I did it almost backwards like I thought I would, and that is Scream. I got Scream 2, okay? So this was at the Goodwill. And also, too, Omen 2. Whoop. There we go. So I got my screen in front of me so I can see if I'm turning these correctly. Omen 2. That is the original Omen, not the remake, because I don't know if they did a sequel to the remake. Now, this is a movie, strangely enough, I was watching one of those, like, hidden gems videos, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I forgot about that movie. And then Dreamcatcher. I found it today. And this is one of my, okay, so I used to hate these. I used to hate these cases so much, but now I've gotten so nostalgic for them. And that is the old snap cases. Ooh, there's still some stuff in there. Look at that. There's these old snap cases, you know. I don't know. I'm just starting to love them. And maybe, like I said, fills me with nostalgia. I got this one for my sisters, and that is Our Idiot Brother. It's starring, it's got a great cast. We got Paul Rudd, Elizabeth Banks, Zooey Deschanel, and this tells the story of, well, these three sisters and their idiot brother. So I think my sisters can relate, and Paul Rudd kind of looks like me, right? You know, except I got like the gray hair. Paul Rudd does not freaking age. I am younger than Paul Rudd. The fuck is that all about? Okay, I also came across Hellboy 2, The Golden Army. I like this one more than the first one, honestly. I also came across, this one surprised me, plastic bag there. This one surprised me. I was really surprised that I found this one, and that is Devil. Now, I thought that this was directed by M. Night Shyamalan. It was produced by Shyamalan, so I'll have to look. I don't know who directed this one, but this is a really cool story. Right here, Devil. It tells, whoop, there we go. Okay, it's about a group of people. They're stuck in this elevator, and one of them might be the devil himself. Oh, and wackiness ensues. It's really an interesting film because most of this movie takes place, maybe all of the movie? It's been a while since I've seen it. In an elevator. So that's kind of cool to keep your interest in one space. So we'll probably, this might be one that we're going to talk about. It's even PG-13, which is weird for a horror movie or thriller. I don't know, horror, thriller for that one. But it's good, let me put it to you that way. So that was all of the Goodwill. Okay, so the Goodwill right here. I wasn't a huge haul in the beginning. And so now we are moving over to Major Thrift. And this is the thrift store that I actually have been going to for quite some time. And when I was talking about, I forgot to mention, when I was talking about, like, always make sure you check your DVDs and all before you go to the thrift stores and such to buy these. And that is because I ran into, I don't know, like 20, I am not kidding, cases, no DVD. And then when you ask them up front, they're like, no, I guess someone took them. Like, oh, okay, well, here's a bunch of empty cases, okay? So, let's get this started. So, first off, I've got Liam Neeson in The Grey. You've seen Liam Neeson take on terrorists who kidnap his daughter, and then he's gonna take on a bunch of wild wolves. So, this one looks cool. I've seen it, actually. It is cool. Okay, this was a really cool find right here. Finding Dory on Blu-ray. Yeah, I rarely find Disney films out in the wild, and when I do find Disney films out in the wild, they're normally torn to shit because they're kids movies. Who normally puts them in a Blu-ray player, right? And I also found this one, Sky High. This was a really cool movie. It's starring Kurt Russell, and honestly, this is probably a film that was way ahead of its time. This is about a school for superheroes, and the parents get kidnapped, and the kids have to try to save the parents, and blah blah blah. It's a really fun little movie. Let me just put it to you that way. Good, fun family film that just came out way before its time. With all the superhero movies going on, and considering too, Disney is in charge of all those superhero movies, and this is a Disney movie. This is first of the MCU right here. First MCU. Sky High. All right, moving on. Clint Eastwood, Kelly's Heroes. This is just a good old-fashioned war movie, and I do have a soft place in my heart for the war movies. Now, surprisingly enough, I do not have this trilogy in my collection, so I'm happy to have the first one, and that is The Godfather. I made him an offer they couldn't refuse, and they gave me the DVD. That's my absolutely terrible impersonation. Okay, now I bought this, The Flamingo Kid. I bought this because I know I've seen it around about something. It's starring Matt Dillon. I don't remember what it's about, but it's Matt Dillon. Look, guys, Matt Dillon. Okay. All right, now I do know this film, and that is Omega Man. Now, what's important about this is I now own every version of this film, and I mean like all of, like, what is it, The Last Man on Earth with Vincent Price, Legend with Will Smith, Omega Man. I got them all. I got all versions of the same story, and none of them are the same. Isn't that weird? So now I got Omega Man. All right, so that clears up everything from Major Thrift, which was kind of a major downer because, like I said, it sucked too because all the ones that were missing, of course, were ones I really wanted, and it was annoying. But I'm really glad that I looked in those boxes or those cases. Ooh, okay, so now we're moving on to where was I next? So it was Major Thrift. Okay, so this is the Antique Mall. This is Antioch Antique Mall, or Happy Rock Antique Mall. All right, so here we have Swim Fan. There we go. Swim Fan. Not a bad little PG-13 horror thriller movie about an obsessed swim fan. You know, there's not a lot of movies dedicated to swimming. There's one of them. All right, I also, kicking it up a notch in the horror department, Hellraiser. I've never been a massive Hellraiser fan, but for some reason now, I guess, when I was younger, I didn't really care for these at all, but now I'm, like, getting a new appreciation for them. I've gone back and started watching them. I'm like, you know what, I kind of like these. I think I'm going to collect them. All right, now this is one I do have one of these, and that is Joyride. Now there's actually 3 of these. So I got Joyride 1 and 2. Oh, backwards. 1 and 2. Flip it because of the screen. Sorry. Anyways, I do have the first Joyride. I do not have the sequel. I do not have the second or the third one. So now I got to keep my eye open for the third one. Joyride is a really cool little horror flicks. It's a horror franchise about a trucker who goes around killing people. It's a slasher film, but the slasher's weapon is a freaking truck, like an 18-wheeler truck, okay? Not like a Dodge Ram. I mean a fucking truck, okay? This was probably one of my favorite finds of the day, and that is Splinter. Whoop, whoop. Okay, there we go. Splinter. And why is this my favorite find of the day? This is a really cool little indie horror film about some people who get trapped inside of a convenience store, and they're being terrorized by this crazy-ass alien thing. It's like a virus. It's this weird, spiny, you can't really see it on here, but you kind of see it kind of in the glare there. It's like these, splinters, these black splinters and everything. And it makes things come to life and all. Like someone loses their hand and it attaches it to the hand and it's like now a hand with splinters running around. And it's freaking messed up. This is an extremely good example of what you can do on a low budget and still have amazing special effects. They use a lot of practical and CGI, and by keeping it simple, stupid, they turned out an amazing film with amazing results. That brings me to something with mixed results. Blair Witch 2, Book of Shadows. This is a weird one too. Okay, so I was pretty happy to find this only because it's a hard one to find. I think it's out of print. And this is so strange because it's a DVD plus CD. Okay, so I guess it's got music or something. I'm not sure. But one side of it, I checked it out. It plays. It's a DVD and the other side is a CD. So weird, huh? Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. All right, this is another one. This is a cool find, and that is The Good Son. This is a really great film that showcases both Macaulay Culkin and Elijah Wood, and just showing off how good of actors they actually are. I think Macaulay Culkin is a really underrated actor, guys, and he really should be in a lot more stuff. Go watch the movie Party Monsters. That'll change your mind. And then Elijah Wood. I mean, come on. So I think this might be Elijah's, maybe his first major role that he had, so that's cool. Okay, now this is a pure fun, guilty pleasure slasher, House of Wax. Come on, guys, who doesn't like seeing Paris Hilton get her head not just cut off, but speared on a pipe? What? And what's crazy about this movie is that she wanted to be in this movie. She chose it. I want the most brutal, hardcore death in the movie. And they gave it to, well, I don't know, that's debatable, but I think it was pretty awesome. And then this one, The Pianist, this is just a really good drama. It's about a famous Polish pianist during World War I who is Jewish and is basically stuck in Poland behind enemy lines and the Germans, and he hides from the Germans. It's a very intense, very well acted film. It won 3 Academy Awards. I do believe Adrian Brody, I believe, did win Best Actor for that. It is directed by Roman Polanski, and I do know that he is kind of He's one of those guys where I really hate the fact when I run into a movie of his that I like, it pisses me off. You can look up Roman Polanski and find out why I think he's a piece of shit. Okay, this one, give me a sec here. I'm getting a little clamp. Talk amongst yourself. Here's the topic. The Holy Roman Empire is neither holy nor Roman. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay. That silky, delicious, pale ale goodness. Boulevard beer. Boulevard beer. Drink local. All right, so anyways, wrapping up my time at the Antique Mall, I picked up, this is pretty freaking cool, guys. This is the entire box set for the Pacific. It was a World War II film or miniseries, pardon me. It's a World War II miniseries that HBO did. It was part of the Band of Brothers series. This one is in the Pacific. This is where my grandfathers, this is where they fought. They fought in the Pacific. And I swear, man, whenever I watch this, I'm amazed I'm alive, dudes. Seriously, these people, oh God, these folks, they risked it all. And I mean, this series is probably one of the best things you can. I sat down, I watched this with my grandfather before he passed, and he said it was pretty accurate. Pretty accurate. Okay, now then, that brings me to my last stop, and that is Half Price Books. Now, I didn't film inside Half Price Books. It was kind of busy when I got there. I didn't want to, freak anybody out or nothing like that. Sometimes people get weird when they get filmed. So we're going to get started here. And I got to tell you guys, I am very happy with what I found at Half Price Books. They had one hell of a selection. So yeah, let's get this started. Okay, so earlier I reviewed the movie Evil Dead Rise, and I loved that movie. I really did. The more I think about it, the more I freaking like it. And full disclaimer, I have never seen the remake because it's a remake. All right. Now I heard, yes, it's been around for like 10 years, and I've heard from very reliable sources that it's good, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it. I just couldn't bring myself to do it. So, well, I found a copy of it, so I am going to sit down and check this thing out because, damn, Evil Dead Rise, fucking awesome. Love that. Okay, now the first film in this trilogy is kind of come under fire a little bit here recently, which rightfully so. And that is The Revenge of the Nerds. I have the entire series. Yes, there was actually 3 Revenge of the Nerds movies made. There's Revenge of the Nerds 1, and for some reason, this is the Panty Raid edition, which is the thing that I was talking about that's a bit divisive. That part of the movie. Well, no, I mean, that's part of it too, like the whole idea of like breaking into a sorority and, putting up cameras and all, but then, there's other things that are worse. But anyways, I'm not here to discuss the political nature of that film. All right, so Revenge of the Nerds, Nerds in Paradise, and then the lesser known Revenge of the Nerds 3, Nerds. What is it? Nerds in what? Oh, they're The Next Generation. That was actually a made-for-TV movie. It's pretty god-awful, but I've got them all now, okay? Now, this is really funny because I was sitting there, I was looking at my collection, and I noticed that I was missing a Quentin Tarantino movie. And when I found it, and that was Jackie Brown. Jackie Brown, all right. I'm really happy that I own Jackie Brown now. And then moving on to something completely opposite, Dragon Slayer. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this film or not, but it's actually, I haven't watched it in a really long time. I recall it looking really well for its time period. I think it came out in the 80s. It came out in like the early 81. Okay, I remember my folks taking me to drive-in to see this movie, and I want to see if the special effects still hold up, because this is the movie that made me really love dragons, because it just looked so cool in the movie. All right, moving on. I was surprised to find this one also. The Tommyknockers. This was a Stephen King short series that was on, I forget what channel, whatever, it doesn't matter. Anyways, it's one of those Stephen King miniseries from the 90s. I didn't even know the thing was on DVD. The case is a little worse for wear, but you know, what do you expect really? It's God knows how long ago this was put out. So the thing I found with half-price books was, if you haven't noticed, I found a lot of amazing DVD sets, which is great. I love finding DVD collector sets because then I can get more movies in one case, and that's less shelf space being taken up. So that brings me to this one, Menace to Society and Juice. I think you guys know those movies. I also have the Clint Eastwood Dirty Harry collection, or at least 4 of them. I believe there was 5, or maybe there was only 4 that he was Dirty Harry, and then one of them he's actually not the character, something weird like that. But anyways, I have 4 of them. All right, now this one I'm also really happy with, the Stanley Kubrick collection. I actually got this mostly for A Clockwork Orange. I do have Full Metal Jacket and The Shining, so I'll probably be turning those in you know, to vintage stock or something like that to get some return money or something like that. And then there you go, all of them in one place. I like that. All right, The Exorcism of Emily Rose. Now, I am not a big fan of exorcism movies, but this is one of the good ones. This is, well, now there's 3. This is one of the 3 good Exorcist movies. Moving on to my next, this was another really awesome find because these are kind of hard to find, come to find out. One of which was surprising, and that one, Airheads and PCU. PCU in particular is difficult to find. It's kind of a little cult, like a college cult comedy. I may or may not talk about that one, and then definitely I will be doing a video on Airheads because I freaking love Airheads. All right, we're getting there, guys. We're getting there, I promise. This is another one, a triple feature. These are all like 3 really solid films that I don't think a lot of people know. Now, it's been a while since I've seen The Couch Trip, but I could tell you right now, Cadillac Man and Running Scared are 2 very solid choices, and I think I picked this up for like $2.99. So at least 2 of these movies in the collection I know are solid. Last one, guys. Last one, and it's another box set. And it's, goddamn, it's Van Damme. A Van Damme box set. I have Van Damme Hard Target. I have Time Cop. I also have The Quest and the ever so important Street Fighter movie. Oh boy, I am so happy to have these movies. I didn't have these in my collection until now, and I'm really excited for Time Cop because Time Cop is really my favorite movie by Van Damme, and I remember really enjoying The Quest. I remember going to see it in theaters. I remember seeing it and liking it, but it has been, oh, it's been a while, guys. I think that movie came out in the 90s. I think it was like 97 or 98, something like that. But yeah, it's been a minute, so yeah, I'm gonna check that one out. Well, guys, that's it. That's it. I've done it. That is it. That's the end of the collecting, or that's the end of the showing off, the finds, the hunt. So thanks again, guys. Thank you very much for checking out the Film Geek. If you liked what you saw here today, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, ring that bell for notifications, and give me the old thumbs up so I know you like what you're seeing. And if there's one more thing you can do, folks, that is keep watching movies. You know I'm gonna, like, lots and lots of movies and such. Have a good one, guys.